Hello, welcome back. Let's continue our supreme ghosting escapades of the Black Parade. Mission 3, Trial of Iron today. I am so stoked to show you guys this mission. This is where the level, the quality really kicks up a notch, and difficulty as well. It's going to be a tough mission to ghost this, or supreme ghost. It's a hammerite mission. We're going to break into an abbey, and no secret that the hammerites is my favorite faction from the original missions, much more so than mechanists or pagans or anything else. So yeah, there are some pretty tricky things that we have to do, and I'll discuss as we go along here. And I probably will not take a route that you took during your playthrough. I doubt anyone would do what I'm going to do here, but we'll see. Let's load up the game from where old faces fade and watch the briefing.
I should have known it. Dahlquist used to be reliable, but that's long gone now. Unbeknownst to me, Halliford was under the protection of the most powerful city warden, de Wall, and it didn't take long for his leg-breakers to find me. I guess Dahlquist was happy to rat me out. As long as money's in the bargain, he's ready to do anything. I was carried in front of de Wall with a sack on my head after getting a severe beating from his ticklers, and I thought I was dead. However, he calmly spoke to me, told me he was impressed with my skills and my audacity, and offered me something I just couldn't refuse. Either I worked for him, free of charge, or I was put to the sword. The choice was simple. I'm now under the orders of his lieutenant, a man named Reputo, and Reputo's consort and thieves' pawn, Victoria. Despite my very fragile position, I was given some of the best tools in town, including some very expensive lockpicks. Reputo says I'll need these for the job I'm going to undertake. Tonight's target is the Abbey of St. Graimal, the father of boilers, a hammerite complex in the North Quarter close to the Hollow Pits. The place is always under heavy guard, and the mission looks like utter suicide. But Reputo assures me that someone of my talents should be able to pull it off effortlessly. The piece de Wall wants me to get is a golden chalice kept deep within the halls of the Abbey, most probably in a reliquary of some sort. It should command a high price. Naturally, I'm free to loot the place at my leisure. My contract allows me to keep any extra cash I steal for myself. Getting inside the complex shouldn't be too hard. The basement power station has an access to the sewers, so I can always use that way. The well in the garden may be a potential entry too. Breaking into the Abbey itself will be a lot trickier, as it's much more heavily guarded. But the complex built around it should have less security and provide more opportunities. Then, after the task is done, my only worry will be finding a way out.
So, a pretty big twist there in the story. We are now working for de Wall, which is a warden that wasn't really mentioned that much in the original game. And I guess we're directly under Reputo and Victoria. And maybe I mentioned this in Mission 1, in my recording for that, but it is Thief Canon, I believe, that somebody from within de Wall's workforce, if you will, betrayed him and made the Baron and the Baron's police actually catch de Waal and get him away. I'm not sure if they killed him or put him in Craigsleft or something like that. And it's long believed at least that someone was Raputo, but who knows, maybe it's actually going to be us. So I'm interested to see if that plot or those events take place later in the campaign, or if that isn't really touched on. I'm not sure, but that is a nice tie-in to the original canon that hasn't been explored that much, if that is the case. Anyway, Trial of Iron. Break into the Abbey of St. Graimal, the father of boilers, and steal St. Graimal's chalice. It is likely protected with an alarm, so be careful. One of the few remaining copies of an ancient book, The Tale of the Stone, is somewhere inside the abbey. Find it and steal it. Teach the hammerites a lesson in humility by raiding the contents of their treasury vault. The hammerites are used to small-time rogues. Time to show them how real thievery is done by stealing 1,500 worth of their valuables. Littering the abbey grounds with dead hammerites is the last thing you want. Don't kill anyone. Leave the abbey grounds when you are done. Okay, so this mission unfortunately cannot be Supreme Ghosted. However, we should be able to play the entire mission through without a single first alert and without removing any light sources or using any moss arrows or anything like that. It's because of this alarm here that we have to bust Supreme. We have to turn off the alarm. And it isn't explicitly stated that we are to turn off the alarm. It is semi-implied, because it says it is likely protected with an alarm. If it had said here, turn off the alarm first so you don't get caught, then that would be okay. Then you could bust, or you could do that without busting Supreme. But it isn't stated clearly enough here to warrant a justification of doing that. Because you can take the item and let the alarm sound and escape. So it's not like, you know, the mission doesn't force you to turn off the alarm, but it's obviously suggested. This Tale of the Stone book here is actually randomized upon the start of the mission where it's found. I think it's 3 different locations. I've only ever seen it in 1 location. But I will visit all those 3. So we'll find it eventually, but I don't know exactly when. It's not worth loot, so it won't throw off my loot count or anything like that. Okay. Now, this mission is going to be guided by 2 main things, the route that I take. One is the amount of keys that we need. We need a key for the alarm room. And we need a key for the treasury vault. We also need to flip a switch that opens the vault door. And that's in a location far, far away from the treasury itself. We also have to return those 2 keys and reflip that switch afterwards. So there will be some backtracking because of that, but that I'll do on my way out of the manor, or of the abbey. So yeah, in addition to that, I always try to minimize the amount of locks that I pick, especially those locks that cannot be relocked, because I don't want to leave a door unlocked if I don't have to. And you can actually play this entire mission for Supreme without picking a single lock. Now, I want to maximize loot, so I'm going to end up picking 2 locks, but I'm not going to pick any other doors, and that is actually quite difficult, because there are several key doors, at least 4 or 5, that would ease our travels a lot if we could pick them, or if there was simply a key for it. So I'll obviously explain my way through those details once I get to it, but I wanted to give that up front. Alright, so we start with a disruption bomb manual and 2 disruption bombs. Those are new. So I'll read that once we start. There's no notes or anything, and see that we do have rope arrows and we do have lockpicks in this mission, and that will carry forward. Let's see. Save. And read the Disruption Bomb Manual for Crafty Engineers. Well, I hope we are one. We humbly thank you for purchasing our new line of disruption devices. Please read this manual carefully. The disruption devices, also known as disruption bombs, are used primarily to disable any electric system, thanks to the highly concentrated energy they contain. Any device colliding with an electric light, for example, will turn it off. Do note, however, that the effect is temporary. So that means that it comes back on, the light comes back on, so that also means that it doesn't constitute property damage. It doesn't break the light. It just removes the light source, so that wouldn't be allowed for Supreme, but it would be allowed for Ghost. After a few constructive complaints from several engineers, this new model is equipped with tailor-made cushions that nullify the impact noise. That's also nice to know. The use of these devices is left to the discretion of the user. We at Jourdain and Mafiotis are not responsible for any wrongful use of the disruption bombs. We also are not responsible for any lasting damage to complex systems. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and read a couple of things before we get going here. Here. By request of North Quarter's Guild of Most Competent Shoemakers, it is demanded of all who purchased boots, shoes, sabots, gaiters, or any other item related to shoemaking from Horseman's Fair's Market Hall to return their items to the Guild Hall of North Quarter's Guild of Most Competent Shoemakers, 293 Laureltown, Swelter Square, so they can be examined by an expert eye with the purpose of determining if they are in accordance to the rules written in paragraphs blah 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 of the Edict on Importation of Foreign Items, thusly declared and written, Messer Foki, Burgomaster and Servant of the Baron. I think it's interesting that they have gaiters. That's probably a reference to Crocs, right? I don't think there are actual shoes called gaiters, are there? Let's see. There's a readable that will start, but there's a different readable for conversation that will
Can't get
start.
inside that way.
Old Grandmodern is squeezing his
Let's read this, and I'll restart, and we can listen to that conversation properly. The City Tribune, 9/2/83. No, 33. Black powder smuggling operation dismantled. James Rockard, or Rochard, the master of the Carrack the Kraken, his quartermaster William Paxton, and 4 seamen were charged with smuggling black powder after an audience at the wharfmaster's office on Vines Day. The vessel had long been suspected of being part of a smuggling operation near Eastport and were searched when docked at the wharf on Steam's Day. The custom house officer, the esteemed Nathan Gravier, and his men uncovered 128 kegs of black powder that were ready to be carried to their place of destination, had the ship set sail to depart from the wharf. The prisoners were thrown into the oubliettes of Trimason's Keep and will remain convicted there until their judgment. More on page 4. Unacceptable commotion at the Baron's speech. We regret to announce that M. Leatherbridge, our distinguished writer of renown on legal matters, will not be able to attend the upcoming City Council meeting, as he has unfortunately suffered from a broken leg. This accident occurred during a crowd movement before the Baron's speech at the Aldale Palace on Steam's Day, where others, lords and patricians, acted with little dignity and squeezed and pushed at the gates. M. Leatherbridge was not the only person to suffer from injuries. At least 14 other people were harmed, including the esteemed Count Celerius, who is still in a worrying state of torpor as we write. More on page 12. Okay, this door here is the one down to the power station, and that is pickable.
There is no man.
That is not a door that I want to pick. Here is a sleeping guard in front of this gate as well. So let's take a look at the map. We are in the east little outside street plaza here, and the sewer access is indeed through the door that I showed you. But yes, that is pickable. We can use that and easily get through the sewers to access the church and the abbey itself, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to leave that door unlocked. The Hammerite complex includes more than the abbey itself. The abbey is then, I assume, the courtyard, the church itself or the chapel, the cloister, which is sort of a backyard, and the barracks here. There's also a basement that isn't shown in any map. But then outside, you have the priest quarters, the Sciptorium. There's also a section to the south here that is not really necessary to visit. You can end the mission there if you want to. An astronomy section, a warehouse, and a factory. So there are these 5 associated buildings that you can visit from different angles, and you can actually travel from one to the next in most cases. This is inside of the abbey itself, and the front entrance would be right here, and you have a couple of smaller chapels. You have staircases up to the second floor, a big open nave here, and then the reliquary is where they have the chalice of St. Graimal. This door here accesses the priest quarters then, so that's there. And you have a refectory, or a mess hall right here, and there's a door here that you can access from the outside. And these doors on the side goes up to the cloister, so that would be here and here. So that's how you sort of navigate yourself. On the second floor, it's very similar layout. The nave is just viewable from upstairs, so you can't really access this area from the top floor. These stairs go down, these stairs just go down to this section, and then you can cross. There's a central library that's really not that interesting. Some rooms on the side, and then you have an access to the third floor, which isn't shown on the map. And then you have a council chamber with a chapel and St. Graimal's tomb with the boiler room to the east. Yeah, that's it. So, we are actually going to head in through the front door here, the front gates, and there is a way you can do that. It does require utilizing what I assume is a little glitch actually in the scripting of a conversation that can occur on the inside in the courtyard here. I don't think I've ever actually heard that conversation in full. There's a guard on the inside that's supposed to say, "Credentials, please," and then they're supposed to meet and, you know, maybe show the credentials, but I haven't heard any more than that. So we're going to use that, and I have found a semi-predictable way of not manipulating it, but just waiting for the right time to enter so that we can use that and not get spotted. So we can do that. However, we can't leave that way because we'll get spotted, at least in my experience. So we have to find a different way to leave then. Okay. I'm going to go back to the beginning save and then listen to that conversation. And they're not going to care about us here, at least not for now.
Well, I can't get inside that way.
Halt, father. What sort of business art thou needed for? Is it so urgent that thou canst not wait for the lords?
Old Grandmorden is squeezing his last breath. As his personal priest, it is my duty to assist him with his last prayers.
There is no man more pious than the one who's living his last hours. One man can flee from the Builder's teaching all his life, but in the end
Enough. Thou must pardon me, my son, but I don't have time to speak on philosophy. May the Builder be with thee in thy watch.
Okay. One guard will come with him up there, and they'll just end up in an endless loop conversing with that guard there. That we saw, the sleeping guard. They'll wake him up, he'll fumble and find a key, and he won't find it. We have to wait for this guy now to open, or call the gate to be opened. I'm going to make a real save here, so that I can quick save, because we need to sort of wait right before he does that. So this might take a few tries to get in here, because this is difficult if I want to avoid picking that lock. I keep saving it so that I can reload and not have to wait much. So again, I'm just waiting for him to say open the, or raise the gate or something like that.
Raise up the gate!
There we go. Now he's supposed to walk inside, and at a certain point we can follow him. Here.
stand for. Halt! Thou art my prisoner!
So there,
I can't believe that worked.
he stopped like that, and if we had just waited there,
Raise up
that
the
would have worked.
gate!
So hopefully I can do that at the same time now. But it doesn't always work, even though you go at the same time. See, now he stops earlier. He stops, and then he continues. I think I went a little bit early there.
Raise up the gate!
You guys saw the method. Okay, so now he comes back. Sometimes he comes back.
Raise up the gate!
Tedious maybe to do this, but you guys can obviously skip forward when you see it works. But yeah, this is just a matter of us trying this. It worked on the first attempt. Back again.
Raise up the gate!
This might have worked now.
I can't believe that worked.
Halt! See someone there? It seems nothing now.
Okay, I know I got caught. I just want to see if there's time here to do this, if this had worked. Yep. Okay.
Raise up the gate!
See, this might be right.
Because so many now build without consideration for the much to build. His mark is no longer on the life of the city, and the taint of the trickster will always seek an entrance.
I can't believe that worked.
See what that other guy is here. I think that's it. Even Hume admitted. Can't believe that worked. That's it. So that didn't take too many tries, and now they're just standing there. They might pivot a little bit, but they never move from that position, at least not in my playtesting. So that's awesome. Let's make another real save. Yeah, we can just make it over that one, I think. And then we're good to go. In this one, there are 2 water arrows, I think. But then there are also 4 coins. No. Did not want to take that. There it is, okay. I hope we can...
Raid!
There we go. So he does face this way. And pivot around. So this guy here, we need his purse, but we can't take it from here. See. Here's a moss arrow, by the way. Okay. I'm going to wait for one of those guys to come by, because we need at least one of their purses. There's another guard that heads over on the west side, and his purse we can take later. But the guy that was here, I want to take his now, because we're not really going to be in this part of the courtyard until quite a bit later. So yeah, we now walked in through the side door, and we took some loot in the fountain, and then now we're positioned in the first real dark spot in the yard. Nobody can catch us here. Here he comes. Good. As long as you stay on the grass, because they follow the walkway. There we go. That was worth 5, so total of 9. So there's another guard over by the main entrance here. He stations himself by the main entrance and then by the gate to the south. But then he goes into Astronomy just for a little bit. So he's out of view, and I think maybe even he goes into the Sciptorium. And turns around and goes back out. And I think that's the other guard with the purse, isn't it?
Not seen anything strange today.
I think it is. If he comes over here, we can grab his purse too. There we go. That was worth 7. Here. Let's read this. Rules of conduct inside the sacred abbey of St. Graimal, the father of boilers. Directed to the faithful attending the sermons of the master builder, penned by Cardinal Berengier, Anno 830. Thou must practice thy faith to the fullest. Thou must heed the sermons. Give generously for the builder's plan. Not loiter in the surrounding buildings. Not enter forbidden rooms inside the abbey proper. Not talk to the priests unless they speak to thee first. Not disturb the guards, forgers, engineers, nor novices. Not disturb the peace of the confessional. Not yell within the abbey grounds. Not run within the abbey grounds. Not sleep within the abbey grounds. Not drink or eat within the abbey grounds unless it is St. Harkinian's Eve. Not be drunk within the abbey grounds. Well, you already couldn't drink, so obviously. Not indulge in idle talk within the abbey grounds. Not leave junk items within the abbey grounds. Not touch relic statues or machines. Not light candles. Not display pagan imagery. Not question the builder's plan. Not withhold offerings for the builder's plan. Not flaunt thy physical attributes. Not wear indecent clothing. Not bring weapons. Not hold arguments nor fights with other attendees. Not bring unruly children during sermons. Not bring animals of any kind. Not park thy carriage inside the abbey grounds. not request sustenance unless thou present a letter of alms and art ready to toil in the abbey grounds for a month. Any transgression of one or several of these rules shall result in immediate banishment from the abbey grounds. If any banished person returns to the abbey grounds, they shall be sent to detention in the abbey gallows, right, for 2 weeks. So it is, so shall it be. So in here, I'm gonna get 3. Coin stacks. He doesn't hear the door for some weird reason. This is the guy that operates the gate. Let's see, I just don't want to get caught. By that guy. 2 copper coin stacks, 1 silver coin stack. Not sure if I can do this. We need to head in through the main entrance of the abbey now. Calculations are correct. He will come and go west now. No, I don't think this will work. So we need to find a better time to do that. Well, that might work. Let's try. Very open and clear right now, so...
If thou... Hello?
He heard me. Fuck.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Every time I turn around, there's incompetence in every act that I see performed except by myself. Well, I can't do it all by myself.
If thou be there,
now
bespeak thyself.
Okay, this might not work. Just have to wait, but we gotta get that loot there and find a better way to do it. Let's just wait then and see what happens here. Told you guys this was a more difficult mission. We haven't even gotten into the compound yet, and dealing with several issues. Outside and the ground floor of the abbey is actually the most difficult areas. When you get up to the top 2 floors, it's not that bad. And also some of the surrounding buildings here are also not that difficult, except for the factory is probably the most difficult place in the mission. Let's see. We can probably wait in here and use the door to block people's view a little bit here.
Hello? Who art thou?
See someone there?
So they bumped into each other, and that caused one of them to turn, and that's what caught us.
Know then to beware and combat these breakers, to armor thyself against their blandishments, and to strike through their lies and trickery.
I've got a real save, so let's just hang back and see here.
Though the hand of the builder doth still shape man in the world.
Hast thou
through our
seen anything
actions,
strange
they are legion
today?
who do not believe and would
That's
stare
just
down
part of
thy
their idle chatter when they meet each other now.
This is not the way this place should be run. I can't take this anymore. This is absolutely ridiculous. Every time I turn around, there's incompetence in every...
There. We're gonna head in through the front doors.
If thou be there,
Oh, he comes this way. Okay. So here they walk in different directions on the ground floor. Here we can stand where it's safe from being seen, but if they pass this area, they'll catch us. So I'm hesitant. Gotta get purses from 2 guards here. I'm hesitant saving here. So, yeah, now we're on the first floor. So we got to get some of the loot. We don't want to move through the nave towards the north end now. There's no point in doing that. This is a difficult place to get through. There is some loot up here, but we can take that coming from the north later. For now, I just want to clear the loot in this part, and I want to head upstairs. And I want to head upstairs in these stairs, the southwest. So I want to clear the east part of this floor first, and then head over to the west, and then go upstairs.
Drop thy weapon!
There's another guard coming here, so we are going to have to move over here, probably better. So we're safe here. I didn't know that. There's the other guard, and he also has a purse. So then we can take the 2 purses now first. If they bump into you physically, then they will catch you. And in here, this is a confession booth area.
Know then to beware.
Here, and here's a bottle of wine, and
to armor thyself against their
stack of
blandishments, and to
gold
strike
coins.
through their lies and trickery.
Total 133. And here's a little chapel. This guy has a purse. It's worth 13, and then there is a water arrow in the font here. That's not a holy water font. Not that you will need that in this mission.
Man in the world through our actions. They are legion who do not believe and would tear down thy...
who goes there? Who said
So
that?
this is the staircase up to the top floor. In this end, there's nothing of interest here. We gotta head through now. Yeah, and that is almost impossible to do that direction, so we're gonna probably have to go through the nave.
So lazy, I don't see...
Over here! Can't do it now. So I don't think anybody... No, there is a guy that patrols through this room, and that's him. That's right. The first guy that we saw. There's 3 patrollers on this floor. No, that wasn't the guy, but it looked like it was the guy.
Who are...
So he heads upstairs. Okay. He has a loop that takes him upstairs too then.
Stand forth.
Hello?
And speak
Who art
thyself if
thou?
thou be...
Okay. Let's see.
Know then to beware and combat the breakers, to armor thyself against their blandishments, and to strike through their lies and trickery.
Who is there? Is someone there?
We almost did that. Could we maybe wait here? I'm not sure if anybody comes through this little hallway. Let's try that. I say that and then this guy comes.
Though the hand of the builder doth still shake man and the world through our actions, they are...
Who is there? Is someone there? All is quiet now.
Whence came
Turns
the
around. Okay.
Know then to beware and combat these breakers, against their blandishments, and to strike...
If thou be there, bespeak thyself.
Something moved, thought I saw. Intruder! Who...
A little bit stuck right now. I can't hide here either.
Thought I spied something. There's nothing there now.
Okay, I probably have... This is a tough cookie to... But if I did what I did there, if I do what I did there, then it might work if I'm a little bit quicker. I have to just risk it on a quick save here.
Thought I spied.
There he is, okay.
If thou... Hello?
Man, I'm tapping my feet too. And this is a lot more difficult than I remember it being. I think I was extremely unlucky with the
Who
patrols.
art thou?
The patrols overlapping here. There. Okay. Grab this. And then we're gonna head in here. It kind of looks like it's a trap here with the raised floor, but it's not. There's a hammer in here, a 321. That's what we're supposed to have. Nothing we can read. So we're now in the West Chapel. I don't think anybody comes in here. Combination of loud floor, lots of patrols, and not really a lot of shade there. Makes it very tough. Okay, so now we're in the southwest staircase. Here's a book. Collected Sermons of Treferis. Then the trickster appareth to a very wealthy merchant, Bring me the most digestious man here in this land, or I shall consume thee, quoth the slovenly beast. For the merchant wisheth to perish, he bringeth young maids, but the trickster does not accept them. He searcheth all over the land for digestious leering people, till he finally findeth a boy who doth smell of milk and honey. He presents this boy to the trickster immediately, but the boy saith to the trickster, the most delicious human within the entire world is right afore thee. Behold, doth thou not see how digestious this merchant must beast? He has seasoned his fat soul with the spices that madeth his fortune. Wise lesson there. And then we're going to head upstairs. So now we are emerging in the second floor. So we're going to do a few things here. We're only going to cover this part of that floor too now, because going north here is difficult. You can't actually do that on the west side. You have to do it on the east. First, I want to show you here. There's an access panel you can use. You go upstairs, and you then come to an old library. There isn't anything of interest in here, nothing to read, nothing on the rafters, nothing like that. So that is in the southwest, on the third floor. That's a good way to come upstairs. However, this door is pickable. So I don't want to pick that because there's no key that I know of that can relock it. But it's an alternate way, at least, to get upstairs. So here you get that typical bug that I've seen quite often, actually. In Thief recently. I'm not sure if one of the T-Fix updates have caused it, but upon reload you get a dark screen suddenly. Okay. Master Copist Graimal. That door is also pickable, but we don't need to pick that. So we're going to get to his room a little bit differently, and in that room there is loot. And this is the Archivist's, Lancellan's room. So here we're going to head in. Keep thy hand close to thy sacred hammer, for only thy faith can smite the trickster. In here there's a disruption bomb. Is there anything behind this? No, there is no loot in this room, that's right. Okay. So, we're gonna have to take his purse. He does have a purse, that guard.
Halt!
Oh. Where's the guard that I was hearing here? Okay, not sure where he went, but he has a purse that we need. So yeah, we're going to get back to that room a little bit later here. I want to show you this area. So this is the balcony where there's a guard. He is not stationed there all the time. He goes over to those statues, but it's very, very difficult, near impossible to get through across here for Supreme. I actually haven't tested if it is, but there's a much, much better way to get to that part of the map, so we're going to do that. Here he comes. He's the one with the purse. Got it. Okay. So there is a librarian too behind the bookcase that
as well, brother.
that he walked past there now. He's the one he's talking to. But that librarian is facing south.
If thou be there.
So we're gonna be
Ridiculous. Every time I turn around, there's incompetence in every act that I see performed except by myself. Well, I can't do it all by myself.
Let me read this real quick. Parable, what is this, 11? M is 1,000, right? C is 100, so 1102. Of the temptation of knowledge, Leonidas of Caridin was an erudite with a thirst for knowledge. Once, as his studies brought him as close to perfect knowledge as humanly possible, the master builder appeared before him on a beam of holy light and gave him a box. He thus said, "This box contains everything man must know. I relinquish it to thee, but thou must never open it. Leave thy earth and thy loved ones, and go forth to the world's most secret place. There thou shalt leave it on the ground, as this is mine will." And Leonidas left his fields and his folk, and traveled for years across the old world, without ever succumbing to the wretched temptation of opening the box. At the twilight of his existence, when he was old and feeble, he finally found the place the master builder ordered him to reach. And as his will was, Leonidas left the box on the ground. However, as he was departing, he could not quell the lust for knowledge. He gave in and opened the box. Leonidas never saw what the box contained, as a fiery chasm opened below his feet and swallowed him whole. This was the fate of Leonidas of Caridin, who never understood that the only thing a man needs to know is the master builder's will.
Know then to beware in combat these breakers, to armor thyself against their blandishments and to strike through
Yeah,
their
he stopped there. Good.
Know then to beware in combat these breakers, to armor thyself against their blandishments and to strike through their lies and trickery.
Okay. So now we've moved through the central library to the east. And the door that you saw here is just at the staircase that goes down, nothing of interest there. We're going to head upstairs a little bit later. But right now, well, here, by the way, is a boarded up door, but you cannot, even if you break the boards, which you can do, you can't get through there. I'm just going to show you guys something up here, actually.
There's something over there.
So there are two patrollers here that I was looking for. They go out to a balcony on the east side. They could be there at the same time, but they might not.
Saw thou.
Now they were. They were just talking to somebody outside. Here, let's see. There's a guard. We haven't seen that type of guard yet with the helmet, so we can't knock him out. He is guarding the entrance to the cardinal's bedroom.
If thou be thou
It's right there.
regret thy.
So that bedroom is pickable, but there's no way to get in there and pick it for any ghost mode. Unless you use a disruption bomb and take out the lights. That would be a way to get in there for ghost. But then you have to pick the door very quickly because the lights come back on. I'm not sure if that actually works. Please let me know if you can get in there for ghost if you use a disruption bomb, because that would be viable.
Some leftovers.
Okay. This is the balcony that they went out on. They just stop here. And this is where you can overlook the main entrance, or the entrance that we took anyway. You can see those guards are still there. And yeah, beautiful sight here. instead going to head up to the bell tower. Up here, in the footlocker is just a deer leg. And I think there's a couple of coins back here. Difficult to find. 334. And then there is, even though there's a ladder, there's nothing you can do up here, but there is an exit right here. Sort of a hidden one. Takes you to a ledge. Takes you all the way around, and then there's a gas arrow right there.
Nice view.
Indeed. This is the music that I heard first time in Calendra's Legacy. Now there's a very hidden piece of loot that was the last piece of loot I found. And if you run up here, you can find a table with 1 coin, worth 1. So 335. It's a little hidden part of the roof. You can't do anything else, at least not that I've found. Actually, you can get to different parts of the manor here this way. Actually, you can get to a balcony on the... Pretty sure you can. Yeah, you can get to the west side of the manor. There's a balcony there, so you can drop down there. That's a good way to circumvent some of this floor. We're not gonna do that, but anyway. I haven't found any viable way to get to any of the side buildings from the roof. You can of course drop into a mantle here if you want to. Gotta be careful with those 2 patrollers here again. Speak of the devil. That archer there, or arbalist I think they're called, if they have that type of weapon. He walks a lot faster than the other guard, so he will make it back to the balcony like he did now a lot sooner. Okay, let's make another real save. So I'm now going to head to the north part of this floor. And because of that guard I showed you on the west, we have to do that on the east side. There is a patroller here that goes from the boiler room and over to the door that we're going to go through, and then stops for a while and goes back. So we're going to have to time him a little bit. But we are actually now going to go all the way up to the 3rd floor via some rafters in the nave here and into the cardinal's room, which we couldn't get to by picking the lock because of that guard. The gas arrow that I showed you is a very good way to deal with that guard, because he's not immune to that even though he wears a helmet. So that would be a way to do it if you're not ghosting, is to take him out with that. So let's just get our bearings. Rope here. gonna be a little bit slow climbing up because of that guard on the other side there. Not that he will see us, but there's guards downstairs too. But they mostly walk from east to west, so they're not facing us much of the time. Here, I want to wait for him to leave. Nobody's going to see us if we just stand up here. No chance. But we have to leap to that rafter because there is a chute here that will actually take us into the Cardinal's room eventually. That was a pretty good jump, if I may say so. So at this end of this chute, you can actually see the guard outside of the Cardinal's room. And you can, you know, get in here, but you'll obviously get spotted. But we should be able to creep left here. You can see that there is a ladder. And this chute takes us then to the Cardinal's room from above. Like so. We should be able to drop down like this. So here we have the Cardinal sleeping. Floor is not tile, so that's easier for us. We have a gold vase and we have a hammer. And there is a green vase here as well. And this is, of course, the door that is pickable then. Now, we also have a readable in here. I have received thy letter in due time, mine friend, and have pondered 2 nights over thy question. The consecration is the keystone of the burial ceremony, and should not be neglected under any circumstances. Thou hast seen the damage a botched consecration can cause. My answer is that if I were thee, I would demote the priest responsible for this calamitous mistake to a status lower than novice and harshly punish him. Truly he hath failed in the eyes of the builder by allowing the trickster to reanimate the body of our regretted brother Rainier. It's thy duty to show thy brethren how strong-willed thou art, and show them that thou dost not allow mistakes, especially mistakes as grave as this. Just a second here. Thy dear friend, Father Simon, High Priest of the Church of Saint Belisare of Caladia, downtown. There's also some fruits. And then there also should be... I thought that there... Oh yeah, one of the scrolls here is readable too. Happy I saw that. Cardinal Berengier, I know that it is not my place to ask such things, but the cave beneath the garden well doth spark concern in my mind. Surely don't thou thinkest a knave of some sort couldst use it to reach our holy abbey grounds? I dost not think any Jacobite would risk their miserable life desecrating the saintly place, but thou hast to remember that this cave hath a direct connection to the nearby sewer system, and that Brother Tybust hath reported having seen a shadowy figure moving around recently whilst toiling in the power station, Father Cruciger. So I haven't shown you guys the power station and the sewer system yet, because we didn't take that pickable door to begin with, but I'll show you that from the back end of it later, because there's loot down there that we need. Now, also, one of the most important things in here is up here. You have vault door controls. And that we are going to flip so that that door is open. That is what we're going to have to come back to reflip later. So the vault is in the treasury. Now we still need the treasury key. so that we can access the vault. But that we can do later. I don't know if you guys heard the ambulance there or what you did, but it's right outside our house. Hope everyone's okay. You can get spotted by the other guards going past here. They're the two that visit the balcony. So now we have to get back down. That's good timing because that archer's there. Nobody saw us there. So we've now snuck into this little room south of St. Graimal's tomb. So if we're stationed here, then he shouldn't see us go past. In the tomb is a gold vase. Now this is the way to exit our building. We're not going to do that now. We're actually going to climb up here. Like that. And we can go this way. So we're now crossing west to the council chambers. There. Here is an access that takes us west again. No, south again. And that can take us south into this part of the third floor. No, this part, yeah, this part of the third floor, and this is obviously showing the second floor. So we're not going to head down there right now. This is one of the three places where the Tale of the Stone book can be. It's not here now, I can see that, because it would be on the table. I haven't actually seen it in here, but I assume it would be on the table. You can also head in here. This is a little chapel. Nothing of interest there except for stationary priests. So then we can cross the nave again. Like this.
Because so many now build without consideration for the master builder. On the life of the city, and the taint of the trickster will always seek entrance.
This door straight ahead is the locked and pickable door to that library that I showed you when you come up from below. Here we can wait. This is a hallway that just takes you right over to the outside of the Cardinal's room. There's nothing in this hallway at all. Except you have these patrollers. I don't want to do that, because I don't know if he hears that door or what he does. Let's instead do this. That's what we need to do. Gotta be a little bit quicker. I just want to make sure that this is possible to do. listen to a conversation now. Between these guards down here. If I could just make sure that I drop properly. It's kind of typical because this is stuff that I did on the first try in my practice run, but just for some reason cannot get it now. Not sure why that conversation doesn't start now. It should. It started last time I went out here. Yeah. That conversation is definitely supposed to start. I don't know why it's not. Maybe it'll start once we get to that area later then, but this is the well. Which is then in the southwest region outside the church. And this is a way you can come up from the sewers. It's not possible to do that for Supreme unless you come up during their conversation, which is kind of a last resort kind of thing to do, I think.
Hast thou heard?
There.
The miscreants of the baronial council have passed a new edict that solidifies their power whilst reducing ours. Soon our faith shall have no power left here.
The wretched scum have no idea what is going on in this city.
Our brethren on the East Bank have a hard time converting the scheming and decadent local nobles to our sacred order, and the Dayport Lord Mayor hath prohibited our brethren from enforcing the law in its streets. 'Tis a tragedy to see our ancient ways so easily abandoned for profit and power. There was a time when our tenants were so powerful thou couldst feel the builder's might upon thy shoulders.
Fret not, my brother, for these blasphemous sinners, reveling in opulence and luxury, shall be smitten by the builder in the end, and only true devout such as ourselves shall stand by his side when the time comes.
There we go. So it just triggered. You had to actually go through the window. I wasn't aware of that. So this guard here remains and just pivots a little bit. But the other one starts patrolling. And now we are in Rykal's, the copyist Rykal's bedroom. Praise thou the stone, for it purifies thy soul. Fear thou not pain, for it forges thy vessel. So that means that we don't have to pick this lock, and we have to get the purple vase in here, so we can avoid that lockpick. There's also a letter. A letter from the treasurer. Friend, my plea has been rejected again. What will it take for the Cardinal to move the treasury out of the basement and in a more secure location closer to him? The treasury being down there is both an affront to the builder, but also to my delicate nostrils. Everything reeks, from the very corridors to the young dimwits tending to the machines. My only solace is that the larder and its fine odor aren't far away. So that's a hint to where the treasury is located if you haven't found it yet. And any of those readables that are important are usually sticking to your inventory. So now we have to jump back up here. Without dropping. Again, this is something I did on the first try of my plastic practice run, but for some reason it just doesn't want to jump. Let's see. Purse was worth 50. We should have 710 now, right? head back. We gotta wait for this guard to patrol over to the statues to go back. I love this part of the map up here. To move through vent shafts to circumvent rooms is always fun, I think. Let's see. Now we want to go down there. We want to close this one though. Now go out here and grab his purse. He does not hear the door. Even though they don't alert when they're stationary, I've tested this and he does not alert to that door. So that was worth 15. And in here we have 2 gold candlesticks, 825, and then a letter. The 8 of us. Cardinal Berengier, priest of the Abbey of St. Graimal, the father of boilers, of the title of Archbishop of North Quarter. Father Cruciger, Grand Inquisitor of North Quarter. Father Constarin of Laureltown Cathedral. Master Vortinius, Patriarch of North Quarter. Magister Engineer Mulduck. Master Damors, Grand Foreman of Hazelshade Foundry. Father Turulf, Grand Master of the Library of St. Osmond. Brother Cadwallon, Grand Exorcist, speaking as the churches of North Quarter shall transmit these words uttered hand on hammer of our apostolic charge, given to us by the Master Builder. In spite of the weakness of our merits, rests upon us the task of keeping watch on the Builder's fortress, stone by stone. On the question of Diorgorism, we, ecclesiastic doctors, hit Bishop Diorgor and his writings anathema 3 times and his apostasy 5 times, perverting through false and superstitious intentions the intelligence of the Holy Scriptures and the writings of our ancestors with the ultimate purpose of halting his erroneous teachings while scorning the stated disciple of truth. Any person deliberately welcoming, defending, favoring, or believing the guilty parties arrested after irrefutable confessions or proofs of Diorgorism, or even teaching their errors, shall be sentenced to excommunication. Nulli ergo hominum. Shall disobey this precept, let all know that anyone daring to do so shall suffer from the indignation of the Almighty Master Builder and his blessed apostles, St. Jura and St. Tanner. Given in North Quarter in the Abbey of St. Graimal, the father of Boiler, on the 3rd Vendemia of the year 833, written by Brother Surlus de Morisco, head scribe. Interesting. So yeah, we can go in here, but there's nothing to pick up. There's nothing in the ceiling either. Okay, then we can head back up. I don't want to go too fast because there are people that can hear you downstairs. Hear us. Here it's rather difficult to get down, actually. Usually... do this, nobody hears that. The first boiler. A little mini museum. You can jump up here. Go this way. There we go. So, this here is Fabricius. And Father Fabricius has the alarm control room key, and that we're going to need. However, the door to his bedroom from inside this building, which is the priest quarters, is pickable. But we don't need to pick it because we can drop right down on the balcony right here. But you can't get back up from the balcony. So we have to jump further south in order to continue. But I don't want to do that right now because I want to hit the rest of the priest quarters. And you can do that through a vent grate in the ceiling of Brother Cruciger's room, which is over here. You also have 2 disruption bombs right here on the roof you can pick up. Now, you can get to the priest quarters from the ground level too. There's a door from the courtyard right here, and there's a door from the northeast part of the church in here, but those are also both pickable. So for me, for Supreme, this route that I took now, going through this ventilation shaft here, is the only way to get there without picking any locks. Remember, we have to return that alarm control room key too. So we're going to have to come back up here for a second time because of that. Oops. Okay, so what I want to do here is this. I want to make a real save now because... Oops. I don't want to get spotted by Cruciger here.
Who is there?
If I'd been a little bit faster, I would have been able to do that.
If thou be...
Yeah. We can leave this rope here because we have to get up here that same way. In here, gold goblet, very well hidden one up there.
Something moved.
Okay, I don't want to try and get away from him here. He sees that too. I didn't know what it he stops and turns. When he is over by his desk is actually the best time to go.
Something moved.
Oops.
Strike!
He didn't stop there, he just went back. Okay. Difficult room, this. Hammer here. And a readable here. Verily I understand not why His Eminence promoted the Craven Guillaume to Master Forger. Is this another political trick of his? The old crow's only goal is this mortal life seemed to be living in luxury, whilst berating his brethren from his nightly perch. Why was he able to purchase the old Daskell Manor in Hightown, whilst his congregation is in Darksmoke? And worse still, how and why was he not demoted when twice was his parish robbed under his very nose last year? Something needs to be done about this, and fast. What says you, F? Okay. Here is also readable. To the most revered Archbishop Arundel, dwelling in St. Tenor's Priory in Darksmoke, be this letter delivered with haste. I greet thee well, revered friend, and wish that this missive of mine does not disturb thy works, for those are most urgent matters. I let thee weet that preperendially on Bell's repose, Friar Lucas, one of Father de Bol's infamed little parasites, came to me in my cell without announcing himself before the Templars, and wisheth me a good evening. And when I expressed my legitimate annoyance about his rudeness, he told me, I shall not suffer that childish anger, Cruciger. For I know that even with this lowly rank of mine, I am infinitely more just than thee. I came to tell thee that I know and shall prove that thou made thy fell is an idol of worship instead of the builder's tenets, by visiting both common whores and high courtesans alike. That thou art inhaling the burning of the trickster's foul herbs in secluded cellars. Thou hast made thy rank into an object of ridicule. Thou no longer walk in his grace. How did he whist? How much does he whist? Is he alone in the know? So many questions in so little time. We must think fast before there are more leaks to plug than fingers available. Methinks we must put an end to this worm's miserable existence, lest he destroys our reputation with the folly of his misguided self-righteousness. What dost thou thinketh of using the services of an assassin? Provost Ancillion knows a man named Goro, who is more discreet than, for example, the elusive rogue that robbed Father Giov's coffers twice last year. And he still owes me for keeping this mad dog Mosgus off his property. We shall need to offer him quite a sum in order to get rid of this little piece of manure, but I certainly do not want to be branded an oathbreaker, and if I fall, thou fall. 500,000 crowns, dost thou think it shall be enough? I can arrange obtaining half of it with a few missives, and threats of questionable activities, aired more or less at the hoi polloi. Hoi polloi is just an expression for the masses or the common people. The remaining half is left to thy ableness with politics. In the meantime, I shall rent a room at Grimfast Inn, and a skiff too, in case we are in a dire need of escaping. Cruiser.
Looks like I'm more respectable than you, and I don't pretend to be a man of faith.
Okay, I think that's what we need here. We just need to leave, basically.
Who is there?
Okay.
If thou be the...
Man, it's random where he goes, and there's nowhere to hide. We need to leave through the door, the main door. Leave this rope, and we're going to close that hatch later on. This is the door then to Father Fabricius, Master of Rites and Ceremonies, so we don't want to pick that. Father Bohard, Master Librarian. Okay. So in here, we have a pickable footlocker. Some coins should be. Stack of silver coins, 437. No, 937. Nothing else in here. Some purple vase. There is one patroller in this building. There is a ladder here. Probably used to get up there, but you can't actually get up there. I think we're safe here. Yeah, so we have to head downstairs and then come back up here in order to avoid picking all those locks. To me, the run just feels a lot cleaner for Supreme if I lower the amount of locks that I pick. But of course, we want to maximize the loot. This is another one of the guards with a helmet. New hammerite skin. Okay. And here, just some junk underneath the staircase. And in the dining hall, 2 green vases. Should be 2 goblets and a gold candlestick as well here. There's also 2 loaves of bread on the wall. This takes you into the bathroom. Nothing of interest here. this takes you to the main entrance to the priest's quarters. This is the door that takes you south into the courtyard, right by those two, where those two guards are stationed now. This takes you towards the church. And if you pick the lock on this door, then you'll get into the... so we're in this room now, actually. So that'll take you into a hallway east of the reliquary. But we don't need to be there. Okay. We want to wait for that guard to come back down. We have what we need. So yeah, Fabricius' door and the two doors to the priest quarters can be skipped. 3 doors in total there. Now we're going to end up getting the purse from Fabricius and the alarm control room key in his room, in his quarters. That's going to be tough. You saw he comes out to the balcony. He also has 2 other placements inside of his room that he is stationed. He doesn't hear the door open or close. Oh yeah, what did that say? Father Cruciger, Grand Inquisitor of North Quarter. A little bit easier because now we can stand in the dark and watch him.
Something moved, thought.
He came back. Don't know how on earth he didn't see that. But he didn't. Okay. Wait. I thought I got a first alert there. No, he stopped over there now. Okay, this is going to be difficult. Yeah. See, there's a guard in the distance there on the far balcony. Oh. That he sees, it's just that he doesn't alert now that he's... Now that he is stopped. But that's the method that we gotta use. Just gotta be a little bit lucky with patrols here. And this is a flash bomb. There. This purse, get the key. and then back. That was quite smooth, if I must say so. He did not see us there. So we got the alarm control room key. We got his purse, 1192. And now we have to... I'm gonna make another real save, because not only do we have to get out to the balcony, but we have to now jump south without getting a first alert from any of the guards down below. He sometimes has trouble getting out here. Eventually it'll clear up, I think. Yeah. Let's hope that he goes inside and then he goes over there.
If thou be there, be...
He did not. Okay. We can stand here. Be fairly dark. We're safe here.
Who art thou there?
Strict with my orders so that they're clear.
Hello? Show...
Oh. Okay.
Hello? Who art...
Does he just turn around there? I thought that he was supposed to...
If thou be there...
Something moved, thought I saw.
Yeah, we need to land there, basically.
Thou...
Not too good of a jump.
Who is there?
Okay, now we just have to hope that he doesn't come back here, come back out to the balcony by the time that guy leaves. He's right there. Okay, that's basically what we have to do here. Show you guys something else too. Over here is a rope arrow. You can use that to lower yourself down if you need to. See. So that's what we have to do. We have to jump over here. Without a first alert. Should be able to do that. Difficult, but...
Who is there? Is...
Point is to do it without a first alert from those guys downstairs. So there we did it without an alert, but took damage. He turns to his right immediately. He can't do that. Well, I guess. Shouldn't be that difficult, this.
thou see? Over there.
I don't know who of them are seeing it, but
Something I saw. Look over there. Don't you see something?
so there we got it, but just didn't catch a hold of the ledge.
Look over there. Look over there. Dost thou see something?
It's random if we get the alert or not. That's not good enough of a jump. Ah. There we go. Nice. Hide in here before he comes back. Wait. I'm gonna go back and check something right now. Yeah. Because the Tale of the Stone, that book can be in Cruciger's quarters, but I didn't see it. No. Okay. Then it must be in the Sciptorium. That is not a place I've ever seen it in, but it could be there, I've heard. So we should hopefully be able to find it down there then. Is there some loot up here? Oh, I don't think so.
Hello?
So many bookshelves and loot on top of them that I can't keep track of it, I guess. We're gonna head downstairs first. Okay. This is now in the southeast corner of the courtyard. Okay, we passed this area. Didn't we when we came in from that entrance? Yes, we did. Okay. Down here we have a purse. 1205. It's worth 13. And here we have a readable. Sagramore. And the ancient came back to the shivering and faithful apprentice and said, "Man cans not forge his destiny without pain, and the gnashing of teeth, as he is the chisel, the hammer, and the stone all at once." Interesting. Okay. Okay, here.
This'll fetch a nice price.
This is the Tale of the Stone then. So this is a place it can be. If we can grab it quickly.
This'll fetch a nice price.
So we can read that. The Tale of the Stone, manuscript on the Legends of the Saints, collected and printed by Master Hestor the Carcel of the Order of Theological Archivists. Ancomus Belizaire of Calatia, follow-up. This is 26. After having judged the heresies of the lousy king, Belizaire was offered the title of high priest by the small council. He gathered and burned more than 2,000 volumes of magic spread among the order, without authorship or suspicion authenticity. Kept only a handful of books after a tough decision, then sealed them in a secret place even he did not know. 27. He fixed the old calendar built by Constius II, where the high scribe's negligence bred confusion of the highest order. He then gave his name to the 16th month of the old calendar, as it is during this month the master builder delivered him unto the earth. 28. He restored forgotten ceremonies of old, such as the benediction of scratch gauges, the status of flamines among the clergy. So, flamine is, I think, a priest level that was used way back in ancient Rome. So I hadn't heard about that word before, but I looked it up and I think that's what it is. Among the clergy, the master bell tower's functions, the Jeremite sacred days, and the secular masses, etc. 29. He prohibited adults from running during St. Confire's night and disallowed the profane to attend the Boilermaker masses. He ordered that the forges be covered with spring and summer flowers twice a year. Sorry, this is 27, 28, and then 24. 25, okay? He gave the highest honors after the master's builder to the memory of the martyrs who carried the order, once feeble and weak, to the highest degree of power. 26. He restored every monument they erected, left several scriptures, and placed their triumphant statues under the sanctuary gates they built in times past. He declared in an edict that he wished he and his successors be judged by their peers after these men of great valor. And then the Roman numerals start at 27 over again, so the numeral order is incorrect here. He had the builder statue moved from the room where the trial of the lousy king took place to the stone chapel, and placed the statue above an arcade of marble. Let's see. So then we checked off our first objective. I guess we can also
See someone there?
show you here. This is then the door that's just east of the south entrance, and the main entrance. Now we're going to head this way. We're going to listen to a rather funny conversation right now, but after that conversation is done, one of them is going to start patrolling through this room, and I haven't found anywhere in this room to hide. So I'm going to head into shadow inside that room while they're doing their conversation. We're not going to get a first alert from that.
I promise to smash the face of any Taffa who doesn't care about the builder's words.
'Tis a good start, but thou art not speaking in his name, thou art speaking in thine. The builder hath no Taffas, as thou said, just the faithful and the villains.
Why use all this gibberish? You smash the guys you don't like, don't you?
Nay, thou needs must respect his speech and his words. 'Tis the builder's teachings. If the builder were speaking like thee, then we would speak so. Now, repeat the sermon. I shall raise my hammer of righteousness to protect the builder's walls against the villains from the dark forests.
I will smash the smelly Taffas from the woods who approach my home.
No, I shall! The builder's walls, the villains! I shall raise my hammer of righteousness!
I shall raise my hammer of righteousness.
To protect the builder's walls against the villains.
To protect the builder's walls against the villains.
I shall raise my hammer of righteousness to protect the builder's walls against the villains from the dark forest.
I shall raise my hammer of righteousness to protect the builder's walls against the Taffas. The villains. I meant the villains.
Builder above, what are we going to do with thee? Thy skull is as thick as a brick.
That is the best conversation so far in this campaign, without a shadow of a doubt. And then it captures the essence of the hammerites so well. Let's read this. The novice or the acolyte is intended to symbolically represent the entrance of man into the world. Coming from the ignorance and darkness of the forest, his first craving is for intellectual and moral light, which emanates from the builder's wisdom. For his light is there to guide him to the great staircase of hierarchy, and to point him toward the next step, which shall lead him to indoctrination as an elevated acolyte. A man wishing to be part of the Hammerite order must first present himself to a seminary, and if there are not any serious objections, he shall enter and stand before a committee of 2 or 3 appointed brothers, who shall inquire into his character and verify if he is verily a man. Then the man is to state that, unbiased by unworthy motives, he freely and voluntarily offers himself as a brother to the Hammerite order. That he is to forfeit all riches, titles, and pleasures to fully pursue the knowledge and wisdom of the builder's mysteries, and that he shall conform to all the ancient established usages and customs of the Hammerite order. The first step as a novice is to endure 2 years in training as a seminarian, on personal discipline as well as learning the first builder's tenets. Then he is to endure a 3-year contract of service in a Hammerite complex chosen by his masters, at the end of which he shall be considered as a candidate for the ritual of indoctrination as an elevated acolyte, which consists of great pain to his flesh, so that it may ever be on his mind and conscience if he ever should attempt to reveal the secrets of the Hammerite order. Brilliant stuff. Stack of copper and a stack of silver coins there on that desk.
Stand forth and speak thyself.
Okay, that guy there, I think he goes, actually, maybe not across the bridge between the Sciptorium and Astronomy, but he does go into this room. I don't remember if he goes out that door. We'll see. I do record these missions a little bit after, sometimes a week or 2 after I've prepared the recording, so all the details aren't 100% in my memory.
No, for though the hand of the builder doth still shape man and the world through our actions, they are legion who do not believe.
We definitely have to wait for him to come back here. Those double doors take you out to a balcony on the 2nd floor, right here.
This is not the way this place should be run. Because so many now build without consideration for the master builder, his mark is no longer upon the life of the city, and the taint of the trickster will
Should be
always
coming in
seek
here soon.
entrance.
Yeah.
Know then to beware in combat, as to armor thyself against their blandishments, and to strike through their lies and trickery.
Let's wait here.
Though for though the hand of the builder doth.
He actually turns a little bit there.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Every time I turn around, there's incompetence in every act that I see performed except by myself. Well, I can't do it all by myself.
So now we're on the bridge connecting these two buildings. There. This is the Astronomy building. Always check under the stairs. And here is actually 2 moss arrows in this one. We don't need that. Head up the Astronomy tower here. Can't take these 2 holy water vials because you don't need them in this mission. Healing potion, and then there is coin pair worth 2. So 1224. So this background tune here I heard in Seeking Lady Lester, which I put on my channel not too long ago, a dark mode mission. It's from the World Spring, from the Nether region. Nether region. Nether world. Those of you that are not English speakers,
Hold thy
native English speakers, the Nether region is a very different place than the Nether world.
Running around, when am I going to get my dinner? That's what I would like to know.
Here's a pair of glasses, 1274. This is a balcony here. That are going to go out, but not now. So now we're in the sort of the library lab area. Here's a spirit potion. Have we seen that before? I'm not sure. Grapes, and then a readable. A letter on spirit potions. Brother Aegeus, or Aegeus, I would like thee to take a look at this potion to confirm if it is indeed heretical, as I suspect it is. I have found it sold in a dark shop in North Quarter, and I am very afeard of its properties. I had mine apprentice drink it, and I was aghast at the result. Indeed, it appears this potion weakens one's tether to the builder's world, and turns the drinker invisible, as long as they does not move too fast. Surely such a potion being sold when the dark salt constellation makes its dire appearance isn't a coincidence. I await thy reply post-haste. Father Fabricius. So, if we use this, we go invisible, just like an invisibility potion, but if we move, we get visible again. So if you move by walking, and it lasts longer than an invisibility potion, so that's good. Visibility potions only last 10 seconds, but these last a lot longer, as you can see. Maybe it's 30 seconds or something. So I'm still completely dark, and I'm walking here now. I think it's 30 seconds it lasts. Okay. This is Brother Aegeus, astronomer. Here we can find a gold candlestick, a cheese, and nothing else really. Hide up here because there are 2 people that come in. I just want to check that I got everything. Yep. So spirit potions would be allowed to be used for ghosts. As a last resort, of course, but... we're allowed to use potions. Oh, are we safe here? Yeah. Make a real save here. There. Because we now need to head to the warehouse and the factory. Those areas, especially the factory, is the most difficult place to navigate unseen or heard in the mission. And the first task comes to get to ground level and head into the warehouse. We're now right where we overheard that conversation. Best way I've found to do this. Is when he's facing a different direction here. If he can. That's the direction he should be. He faces southwest. Okay, that's the direction. So last time I did not have that problem. Okay. So how are we gonna do this then? I was sure that I did this last time. Here. Okay, you need to use the windowsill, that was it. Can't remember doing that, but anyway. So this is the warehouse. There is a guard that comes from the factory up here. Let's be a little bit more careful, shall we? How did he not see me there? I don't know, but over here's 2 mines. Let's see. Yeah, so that's a guy that goes from the factory and actually outside here, I think, and then all the way into the warehouse a little bit.
Who is there?
Yeah, he does first alert, okay. Just didn't see me jump earlier. Here and here is the spider. Saw this new type of skin, didn't we, in Mission 2? So he's really facing west. No, he's not. He's facing us, isn't he? He's yeah. And over here is a The base of a candlestick, 1374. And that spider is very alert, so he'll react to every little sound you make. Okay. In this part, we have a disruption bomb and 2 rope arrows on top of the broken lift, or at least it's not possible to operate it. I'm a little bit concerned because right now he should have heard that. For sure he should have. Alright, well he didn't, so...
Ah!
Alright, now we gotta make our way to the factory. And, no doubt, an extremely difficult task.
Our God is
Here is a worker.
to me.
He turns around for part of the time, but when he does that is a little bit randomized, I think. I think we gotta go up here and save. Okay, well now he is on his way over to the warehouse, and that's pretty good, I think. Okay. Here. Then we can find ourselves in a coal heap, but we're very lucky with patrols here now. We didn't get any first alerts there. Here is a gold nugget and a silver nugget, and that completes the loot objective. Sounds are a little bit loud here, but this is my ghost challenge actually for you guys. I haven't had that for a little while. But a ghost challenge for you is to get these 2 nuggets coming from above. Coming from the floor above. Go down, get the nuggets, and go back up the same way. And end up on the top floor again. Or get to safety somewhere on the top floor. So that can be fairly difficult. It's mostly about timing the guards. But going back up can be challenging as well. So show me how you can do that for Supreme, obviously with no Supreme busts. Okay, we're not going to go yet, because that guard is now stationed at the very end there. We have to... There's a lot of things going on in here. There's a worker over here that walks back and forth between the back room. There's that worker that actually is in the smelting pot.
Hello? Who art thou?
This guy doesn't first alert, by the way. Because he's a part of a big script where he... See, now we got caught by the guard here, up here.
If thou be there.
I want to see that that other guard comes out and is unalerted. There he is. Okay, good. Then we can go this way. This is the way I want it to go. Careful here, because you can get spotted here, actually. Okay. This is another way out. We're going to take that in a little bit. Now we're in the south end of the factory on the upper floor. So right now you have to come there the route that we took now up the staircase. Over here in the coal heaps is a fire arrow. There's some machinery and stuff back here. Here's a worker looking at smelting pot, molten metal in there. Here's a readable. Master Forger, by grace, does thy forge need us to run all the time? Would it be too much to ask thee to halt it at least 2 nights per week? Thy smelters produce fumes day and night, fumes that conceal the nocturnal skies. How are we supposed to study the hidden knowledge of the celestial vault? Before thou say I am lazy again, let me remind thee that the divine is not only found in labor, but also in study. St. Twinet's Proverbs 6th Psalm, please check it by thyself if this can make thee step outside of thy foundry. It is very important thou stop interfering with mine work. The vicar of St. Wisemund, the hallowed of the steam turbines, sent us a missive in which he said that one of his astromancers saw the dark salt constellation. I hope thou art not ignorant enough as to not know that this constellation is the bringer of bad omens. The last time it was seen was about 50 years ago, just before the Old Quarter catastrophe. Brother Aegeus. Okay, the fact that that is buried under coal shows how much this guy really cares about it. What was his name? Oh, just the Master Forger. Okay. Let's see. Alright. So this guy is looking at the machinery, which is obviously working. Over here you have 2 diamonds. We can take one of those. Worth 25 for Supreme. But if we take the other one, the lights go out. And this guy reacts.
Lend thy strength.
And let me do it from over here, actually. He doesn't alert to anything we do and doesn't react to anything until this happens. So now, once that happens, he starts on a whole script thing where he goes around and checks all the machines and is more and more frustrated because he realizes that this doesn't work. But this we can't do for Supreme because taking both gems will turn off the machinery and therefore triggering his patrol doesn't really bust Supreme, but it's certainly against the spirit of Supreme, but it removes a light source. See, now he goes around like that. Realizes that that isn't the problem. He checks that. and then he looks behind him to see if it works. I think that's magnificent. I have a suspicion that this is FireMage's work. He's excellent when it comes to scripting like this. And it just tells a little story of this forger that is obsessed with his work, obviously, which the readable pointed to.
Who art thou?
Okay, so now he saw us, but yeah, we're gonna have to skip that piece of loot. That's the only piece of loot we have to skip for Supreme. 25. So we're gonna head up here. Here's a smoke bomb. Attic storage. And here's a panel that you can only open from below, and I'll show you that later. I don't want to do that because there are people below that I don't know if can hear me. There. Here is a candlestick. That's what we're going to take. Here's a disruption bomb. And up here's another smoke bomb. If you want all the items. I know some of you guys are interested in knowing what you missed, both loot and items, so I'll try to point out everything that I know. $15.99, that's as much as we should have. Okay, now we're going to come to another fairly difficult section. We now want to head to this floor, but on the other side, the northern side. And then we have to, the best way I've found is to go outside. Patrollers here. I can see you. If we go on top of those boxes, we can sneak north and be able to hide. As long as we sort of... Don't want to do that. He didn't alert earlier. Can't hear if that's an alert or what it is. Difficult. I don't think it was. Try one more time. Listen for what that alert really is. I'm just very uncertain here. That's just idle talk.
Hello?
Ooh. We're gonna be safe here. We don't want to go back in, but we want to be safe from this guy. Okay. forgot to mention as well,
Builder, from whence came thee?
there is a moss arrow in the far southwestern corner. So we want to go upstairs now on this floor. You can go up those stairs, of course, but that's very difficult. So we want to dodge everyone that's outside. This guy, for example. We can get up there, remantle a few things. That should have been it. We can mantle up here. You can get there a couple of ways. You can go in through this door.
Halt. See someone there? Identify thyself. I thought I heard something.
So that was that guard that hears it. Okay, let's wait a little bit. We can do mantle up there, or you can go over here.
Have someone come.
Okay, he hears that door no matter what, so I'm not going to do that then. Okay, why can't I mantle up there? So if you go down here, come down the ladder just inside that door. But since this guard hears that door very easily, I don't want to do that. Walking now, so I think that should be good. Okay, in here is a readable, a complaint. Master Forger's Reynaldus twice has the reliquary alarm rung yester, whilst I was reading an important prayer book in the central library. And when it finally stopped, I could hear muffled laughs coming from the corridor. And what did I spy when I looked away from my studies? 2 of thy forgers walking away. Thou wouldst be wise to discipline thy workers and scold them, so they do not play with the controls. And may I remind thee that the church's basement itself is forbidden to forgers during the day. They have no right loitering near the alarm control room, so have them toil away and leave me alone. Archivist Lancelin. So that's a hint to where the control room for the alarm is. That's why you can keep this readable. The only thing of interest in here other than that is this. Which does open a panel with a valuable book and a bottle of wine. Total $16.79. Okay, now this door,
If thou be there, bespeak thyself.
is the door to, of course, the Master Forger's room.
Who is there?
Takes you out to a hallway just outside, and that door there takes you downstairs to where that loot is with the coal heap. This opens the panel in the ceiling.
Thou shalt regret thine intrusion.
I can then take you upstairs. Like that. Of course, this guy saw me here, but that's the way you get upstairs there. But you can't, I don't think there's a button to open that panel from above. I think it's only from down below. Let's see. Okay. Wait a little bit.
Something make a note.
So I think he hears that. That guard below, he's stationed down there now, or at least he comes any second. Yeah, he's there. So when he stops, he doesn't make first alert. So I want to make sure I don't get a settling remark later from him.
Who goes there?
Let's see, here's that. There. Didn't get anything now. There we go. Now we're done with the big, difficult section. Yep. That warrants a real save. We can save over the last one we did there. Okay. Alright, so now we're in the first floor again. So now we're in the refectory, or the dining area, the mess hall area. So now we're a little bit safer here.
Hello? Who art thou?
Oh, somebody saw me. Saw me from over there. Let's read this. Cardinal's announcement. Brethren, due to the forger's lack of discipline and disdain for wisdom, be thou advised that the key to the alarm control room shall from now on be in the possession of Father Fabricius. Thusly signed His Grace the Cardinal Berengier. Okay. So we don't need that note, and I don't want to take it off the wall, so very important piece of information there.
Something moved.
Oh, yeah. Let's just lean. This takes us to the lavatory. Really of interest there. Here we have a gold candlestick. And then we're going to head this way. Go into the kitchen area. Here's 2 cabbages and 2 carrots, I think, in here. If you're looking for that. This takes you down to the basement. We're not going to go down there right now. Kitchen area as far as I remember. But not up here. There's a stack of copper coins. This one has a hammer. It's always fun to have junk items that you have to drop loudly. Some kind of a pantry area here. Nothing to really pick up or do. But now we're going to come into the Cloister region, the courtyard, and visit the barracks. Some patrollers out here. This is the room of Brother Paladin, the treasurer. And his door is pickable, but I don't want to pick it because I don't have to. What we also have in the cloister itself is a moss arrow. And then we also have actually a little semi-hidden secret area. Where you can actually climb down and get the chalice. But that is not very smart to do now because of that. You can head this way. Sort of escape here. But that we're not going to do. Obviously. Big bust for Supreme. It's another copy of Cardinal's announcement. Right here, 2 of them, just to make sure that people know.
Identify thyself.
Okay, let's see. We need to get in there, but we also need to trigger a conversation without getting spotted.
Brother...
Oh, I should be able to do that. Because that guy is coming, so I need to...
Brother Peril is such a lazy, incompetent jacknaw. Hast thou seen the garden surrounding our noble abbey? 'Tis full of the trickster's odious
Why
spawn.
can't I get in there fast enough?
Come now, I'm sure.
Brother Peril is such a lazy, incompetent...
I don't like the fact that I can't reach the shadows. I'm sure that I did this before.
Brother Peril is such a lazy, incompetent jacknaw. Hast thou seen the garden surrounding our noble abbey? 'Tis full of the trickster's odious spawns.
Come now, I'm sure our good brother is doing all he can to tame this unruly vegetation. Though thou must admit he is very old, and his might is not what it used to be.
Aye, 'tis true. But still, Brother Peril could take one of these Lackwick novices and name him caretaker in his stead. Mine eyes cannot stand the sight of these wild trees, leaves, and roots around our sacred walls.
That is a good idea, brother. In truth, this should make them reflect on their nature, as I saw a novice from the high water station outside a tavern the other day. Thou canst be assured I vehemently scolded him and reminded him of our builder's holy tenets.
And thou were right to do so, of course.
I love the banter between the hammerites and, or the different factions or levels of the hammerites, I should say, between the acolytes and the novices, between the hammerites and the priests and all that. So yeah, you are allowed to use the conversations to not get an alert. I don't like to do it if I can avoid it, but I couldn't really there, so it's fine. Okay, here's a stack of silver coins. Here's a readable. Brother Tybust, a couple of things I need thou to take care of. Firstly, there is a faulty coil in the power station. Thou knowest more than anyone that malfunctioning equipment can be extremely dangerous, and I do not want to have another scorched novice. Thou needst to repair it as soon as possible, but be ever vigilant. Secondly, it has come to mine attention that Brother Botolf was supposedly careless in his duty, and was also reportedly seen drunk in the warehouse. This cannot be tolerated, and since I know thou sharest thy room with him, I would very much appreciate it if thou talked some sense into him. Brother Botolf is a very capable engineer, and it would be a tragedy if the rumors about him were true, and if Cardinal Berengier were to learn about them. Builder bless thee in thy duty. Master Forger Reynaldus. Let's see. Let's do that. Okay, in here, I don't think there is anything. Go in here. Nothing in this, but there's a readable under the bed. Brooder, brother, I have a very, very low opinion of womens. Oh, womens. Do not believe them, these impious womens. These are the most disloyal, backstabbing, most lying creatures that walk the builder's earth. This brother here tells you, absolutely disgusting. Why, just last night I was out tending to the coil machines, and 2 of them approached me, tried to seduce me, but the builder is great, the builder is all, and I brandished my hammer and told them this brother here would not be tempted by their charms, and they scurried away like the spawns of the trickster they are. Stay away from them, brother, stray not from the path. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, here's a healing potion. We don't need that. Go in here instead. Stack of copper coins. Total 1751. You can pick this lock and find a disruption bomb. We're not going to do that. But back here.
If thou be there,
is sort of a secret. In order to get to the treasurer's room. Without alerting him. He makes a little pit stop here, and I think this is great. Reaches down and secretly drinks some wine. Broken a bottle too over there, I can see. Okay. 2 stacks of coins and the treasury key, and we're going to read this ledger, I guess. 3rd of Vendemia. In 2 small barrels of sacramental oil, a chisel, a rosary made in St. Lucas effigy, 3 hammers, one of them supposedly belonging to St. Fabricius, 5 candles made from beeswax, 3 gears made from orichalcum, a sack of prunes moved to the pantry, a gold vase, gift from Marquis de Malturton, miscellaneous offerings, a diamond, out 12 effigies of St. Tenor, 6 breviaries with gold ornaments. Total estimated value 401. Note, the diamond was recovered from the odious miscreant who gnawed at young Squire Nevin's face this morning. An inquiry led by Brother Inquisitor has shown that this blasphemer is undeniably a satyr, or at the very least a wretched spawn of the trickster. Even though this sinner keeps lying on his identity and on how he obtained the diamond, Brother Inquisitor is confident he shall untie his tongue with help from the Broadquin. The diamond shall stay in the Abbey's coffers, pending sufficient confessions. Okay, interesting. Now, what the Black Parade team has done is that they've added a little part to the user interface here, so that you can tell when these types of readables are done or not. And there's actually a couple of readables from the last mission that I didn't read all the way to the end because I forgot about this. So at the end of this mission, I'm going to skip back and read a couple of pages that I didn't read in my last video. So I'll do this at the end after the mission stat screen in this one. Oh, can't do that. You're gonna drink more? You just had one. Go. Alright, we have a stack of gold coins here and another readable. Brother Gosselin, I share thy sentiment regarding Cardinal Berengier's current state of mind. It is quite baffling indeed Our Eminence, the Superior Cardinal Bellarmine, decided to state that the downtown temple was from now on our main place of faith in the city. Cardinal Berengier worked so hard to restore our glorious abbey after it fell into disrepair. I am sure 'tis because the temple is home to that accursed windy stone, this pagan relic. Our Eminence, the Superior Cardinal Bellarmine, should follow Father Guillaume's example and systematically destroy heretical artifacts, Brother Tarek. Now I think that this is supposed to be the air talisman. The windy stone. That makes sense to me, because if you remember in Undercover and Thief Gold, we take that talisman from the hammerites. So I believe that's what it is. Okay. Alright, water arrow, we don't need that. Head in here and make a real save right now. So in this footlocker, we're not going to actually pick this one, but there's a readable that is quite important. A message. Thou art an ass that brays too loud even. Thou have attracted the attention of the wrong people. Is subtlety too strange a concept for thy small head? Asking the treasurer and the church warden if the vault is trapped was such an ill-thought-out maneuver that the cardinal himself suspects thee of wanting to lay thy hands on the abbey's funds, and he asked me in person to keep a close eye on thee. Of course the treasury is trapped. The lever beside the vault door does not open it, but merely activates the trap. Thou were to discover how open it, and discreetly. While thou were making a fool of thyself, I heard that the door is seemingly operated via a concealed lever in the cardinal's chambers. Of course, that's the one we flipped. But thanks to thy being big mouth and thy stupidity, there's no way we can reach it, with the cardinal, the treasurer, and the church warden being this suspicious. Make thyself scarce for now, but be aware that next time Abbot Moisson asks for funds for his little parties, thou shalt be to blame, and not me, S. So, of course, this gives the ultimate hint or pointer to the cardinal's chambers being the location to open the door. Now, this doesn't say anything about the key, which is in the treasures that we just took. But at least it gives you the other piece of information there. Head over in this one. Here you have a stack of gold coins, 1818. And we have another readable. These lazy priests commanding us are a shameful taint upon our holy order. Here the sorry spectacle I witnessed this morning. They were enjoying imbecilic activities as futile as they were vacuous, lying on their big couches with cushions as large as their fat, greasy, pontious, while we spent our time cleaning, studying, and attending masses. When suddenly the lunch bell rang, and they all changed into literal stampeders, the kind ye hear of in pagan epics. And here they were, gorging on sangliers glazed with honey, Illyrian clarets, risol filled to the brim, with fruits eating ravenously as if they had been gutted. A lethargic feast worthy of a few dozen kings. Then stated, they all went back to their chambers after this grotesque banquet, ready for a little digestive nap. It's wonderful. Gotta wait for that guard to come back across here. Okay. This is just a sort of a storage area. And in here is some barracks. This you can take to get into that storage area, but I'm not really sure why it's there for gameplay purposes, because it doesn't serve any purpose really for us, other than maybe the priests wanting to get into that storage area for the bath, and they don't want people to know, maybe. Alright, in here all there is a stack of copper coins. Practice dummy area, 2 broadhead arrows.
Identify that.
Okay, we have to wait for him. See, those 2 doors takes you back out to the cloister, to the sort of overhead hanging porched walkway around the cloister area. But we don't need to go there. $18.23. So now we are going to head down to the basement and cover the basement and the sewers, because we're pretty much done now on this. Oh, come on. There is no map of the basement, but the basement layout is pretty much just a square with 2 patrolling hammerites that luckily both go the same direction. There we go. That's actually quite lucky. So we're now on the eastern side.
This must be the alarm control room.
That's exactly what it is. Okay, so here they can actually spot you from the other side. Alarm controls, let's turn that off. Here is actually a copy of the alarm control room key. Okay, we have to wait for him then. It's a little bit difficult to gauge them. See, did I actually turn it off now? I did this last time too. I'm gonna have to go up and check if I actually
Thou
did.
shalt regret thine intrusions.
That is so annoying.
Hello? Show thyself.
I did turn it off. Good. Now you can actually turn the alarm back on, but if you do that after having taken the chalice, then it'll automatically sound the alarm. So that would be completely pointless for us. So I'm not sure if that counts as a second bust, because it is a bust to turn off the alarm. Only for Supreme though. But is it a second bust to not turn it back on? Wait. We are gonna head in here. Forgot about that. Okay, here's a moss arrow. This is a storage room of sorts. Over here, I believe, is loot. Yeah, gold plate. And then in this one is a rope arrow. Now we're gonna actually head down to the sewers via this lift. That is not desirable because I don't like the loud noises, but there's no enemies that come into this area. Do that because there are 3 coins here. Now this actually takes you back up here.
If thou be there,
Intruder! The southeast
beware an intruder!
corner. Where we're supposed to be. This takes you to the power station.
I thought I spied something.
By the builder's hand!
And it's very difficult, if even possible, to get over to this lift through the power station from the other side. So that's why I chose to go this way. Actually, I probably could have just gone up those staircases, because that's where we would have come out.
With some kind of certitude.
We're going to continue here, following these guards.
If thou be
There, and we're going to visit the crypts right now. This door we have to pick. There's no way in here without picking it. It's a quick pick at least. Okay, 2 things of interest in here. Here is a is that one of those things that they use to sprinkle the holy water onto people? Or is it just a hammer necklace? Kind of looks like what it is. Something you put around your neck at least. Head in here. Here is a goblet. When we take that, it sounds like there's something inside of this sarcophagus here trying to get out, and that's why it's been sealed, maybe. I'm not sure. Here you have the crypt caretaker sleeping. And there's nothing in this one. That's it. We're gonna head in here. This is the prison, and this is where you would normally emerge. That or the other staircase, but this for ghosts would probably be the most likely one to emerge from. So I'm sort of showing it to you from a backwards location now. Okay. Here's a guy. He has a scripted conversation, or monologue really, that I want to try to avoid. A gold candlestick, some food here, and a readable. Inquisition trial written and formed by Father Cruciger of the Abbey of St. Graimal, the father of boilers, Grand Inquisitor of North Quarter, against one Tom Biles, Alderman of Blackburg, Ward in the year 831, on the second Baron's day of the month Vendemia. I accuse Tom Biles of 1. Firstly being a man full of himself and animated by an infernal roguery, having distanced himself from the Master Builder and his scriptures, having never once in his life feared his divine power, having renounced salvation to the Golden City, having committed and accomplished the worst vices, crimes, and heresies against the Master Builder and his faithful. 2. Having entirely given himself, body and soul, to the infernal pagan sect known as the cult of the Chestnut Maiden, after renouncing the Master Builder and his wisdom, with the prospect of indulging in imbecilic goals such as luxury and sloth. 3. Having used his functions as alderman to protect and conceal these sacrilegious acts of heresy and apostasy from the ever-vigilant eyes of the Inquisition after joining the cult of the Chestnut Maiden. As an irrefutable proof of the accused's guilt, I bringeth forth several grimoires and idols found in a secret room inside the house of Tom Biles, as well as the full confession of the accused obtained through questioning. The miscreant shall repent in one of the Cragscleft's gowls until a just sentence is decided after judgment. Thusly declared and written Father Cruciger, Grand Inquisitor of North Quarter. So I assume this is Tom Biles then, right here. Should trigger something from him. Oh. Well, he does ask us to release him, which you can do.
Hey you! Get
potion.
Cicero out of here! Get the controls and open Cicero's cell. Cicero be nice in return. Cicero won't jump your face. Promise.
Alright, so he calls himself Cicero. He doesn't say anything or think as he just runs out. And I think he will get attacked by the other hammerites. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to head over here so he doesn't see us. And here is where you would emerge normally from the sewers. Okay. Alright, so in this flooded cave, there's a total of 4 water arrows that you can get spread around here. 2 here and 2 over here. This will take you up to the well. Now if you emerge here from the sewers for ghosting, you can get out because you trigger a conversation that we heard earlier. And then you can jump southwest like this. It's difficult to mantle, and I haven't been able to do that outside of their conversation without a first alert. But during the conversation, you can. I felt that that was a little bit too non-Supreme-like. Plus, I also didn't want to pick that lock that we spent so much time avoiding in the beginning. Let's see if we move this direction. Let's head here first. Swim this way. Here's a card of swords. I think we can go this direction. No, we cannot. That's dead end. Hopefully I'll make this. go. There's a healing potion. This is sort of a sealed off area of the sewers. It's kind of interesting. I can hear somebody. Here's a gate inside of, or outside of a dungeon of sorts with some bones. You can maybe hear a spider. And there is an area on the back there where you can see a torch and some people even. Over here is a mine. Can't get in there. So we're gonna head back. There's a guard that can come out here. Be careful of that. I'm gonna move this direction here.
If thou be the...
Now we come to the power station, actually, that I showed you earlier. There's only one piece of loot that we need in there.
Hello?
You saw that too. Keep away from the light. It goes that way. Go over to the other side. We can keep dark here. The other side is the last piece of loot I found, I believe. Purse, very well hidden in the corners of corner of the canal. You always want to check, especially at outpours like this, because it makes sense that things drift all the way over. 2076. Let's check out what's up here. We don't need anything up here, but it'll be cool to see. There. Let's see. So he has a key. That's a power station key. It's a pickpocket if you want that. Take it like this. So we can actually overhear a conversation here.
Hold on to one of these wires.
Which one?
It doesn't matter, apprentice, but choose quickly.
All right, now what?
Well, don't touch the other. It must be the one that's live.
That's fantastic. Okay. See these little arches here on the wall? On the farthest one, there's a moss arrow up against the wall there.
Identify thyself. Is someone there? There's nothing there now.
Okay.
Well, I see nothing now. By the builder,
Here?
show thyself.
Is the opening into the dungeon there.
Hold thy place.
This is the door that leads you to
Thy
the lift.
joints shall be split.
That's it. We just want to swim out of here now. We can mantle up here. There's another moss arrow. This
If thou be there, bespeak thyself.
St. Graimal power station, keep out
All
heretics.
is
This
silence
is
now.
a pickable gate, but it also unlocks to the power station key that he has. If we go this way, we can here find a smoke bomb. And 4 broadhead arrows. And if we head up these stairs, these are the ones that we would have taken coming down if we had picked a lock on the original door. So I just want to show you this area. It's fairly straightforward. Doing this completely backwards here, but that's okay. There. Here we're back in the original streets, right? Go in here.
Someone there?
See, we might be able to just... There's nothing really of interest in there except for readable. I think I can sneak by him. It's okay.
But I heard something.
Yep. Just some kind of a workstation in here. This section reeks of incompetence. Is the priest's presence making you so nervous you let 2 pressure pipes explode, let squeals proliferate, so much we're now facing a real infestation, and finally let a crate full of gear oil take a dive into the water? In any case, I don't buy that story of an evil presence loitering about the division. Crap for peasants, if you know what I mean. Oh no, the boiler has too much pressure. Surely this is the evil eye. Drat, I slipped an oil puddle I should have removed, as Rule 742 and 9284 indicate. The trickster certainly torments us. This is pure incompetence, you sorry imbeciles. We've had enough of this. I'm leaving tomorrow, and good luck finding a competent greasehead who accepts to work here after I thoroughly trash your reputation. Lock. Alright. Out. That's all there is in the sewers and the power station. So the only reason we came down here right now was to get that purse. To show you, but if it wasn't that purse, we didn't need to come down here at all. Now, we're gonna hit the treasury. No one allowed beyond this point. There we are. This little tune here is, I believe, from Calendra's Legacy, from Arkin's tomb in Mission 1 of Calendra's Legacy, one of the best locations. That whole tomb section, one of the best locations in all of fan mission history, at least in terms of puzzle tombs. I think many areas would beat that. So this is the lever that was talked about. It seemingly opens the door, but it actually triggers a trap, a gas trap in here. So don't flip that. Now we have a bunch of loot. Diamond 2 there.
I bet the Hammer's reaction is going to be hilarious when they wake up and see their coffers completely empty. Wish I could stick around and see it.
Yeah, so we took a whole lot of stuff. 3 stacks of copper coins, 4 gold coins, 3 silver coins, a diamond, a gold vase, and a silver nuggets. Oh. There he was. So now we can head up through the northwestern exit here. This is a basement pantry kitchen area. Here's a readable. Etienne, don't bother too much tomorrow. Just throw lard, cheese, beans, and barley together with the cauldron and cook that in one go. We'll add a pinch of salt to bounce the taste of the monk's portion. The acolytes will be able to eat the rest. They don't have the right to complain anyway. The priests seem to enjoy these fricasseed larks with butter. Let's continue. In the meantime, start preparing the mushroom pie for the treasurer and bring him his hippocras. Hippocras, that's a meal. Forget what kind of a meal it is, but it is an historic, is an Eastern European maybe, or Turkish or something like that. But hippocras, I think, is a meal. Let me know in the comments if you have any details or experience eating that, because I think it's a current meal too. It's not just historic. Remember that he offers a little extra from his own purse if we discreetly get him his precious little treats after dark, Pierre. Interesting. Okay. Also in here you have a bottle of wine. There's also some deer legs and some cabbage heads here. We go up here now. Back up to the pantry where we were earlier, I believe.
Stand forth.
So incompetent, so stupid, so lazy. I don't see why I should be the one to be put with these incompetent people.
Good, so now we can just return the... treasurer's key right away.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Every time I turn around, there's incompetence. I can't do it all by myself.
There.
Don't see why I should be the one.
Make sure we close all those afterwards. I don't think I closed the last
Though
one.
the hand of the builder doth still shape man and the world through our actions, they are legion who do not believe and would tear down thy work.
We'll take the chalice and 2 more pieces of loot afterwards.
Because so many
There we go. He doesn't hear that.
consideration for the master builder, his mark is no longer upon the life of the city, and the taint of the trickster will always seek entrance.
Who is there?
I wasn't on that. On the bed fully. Let's make a real save. Let's see. Okay, now we are actually going to go for... No, what am I doing? What has happened here? He was stuck in patrol because he was so far away. That's actually pretty good for us. Okay, now we're going to head for... the reliquary, and I think it's easiest for us to come this direction because most of the patrols go in that direction as well. We're also going to have to get 2 candlesticks that are on an altar in the north part of the nave. And then we're going to end up going up these stairs again, because then we have to close the treasury vault and we have to return the alarm key. Okay, now he comes that direction.
So lazy. I don't
Identify.
Okay, I think we're good here if we just wait for him to pass now.
Our salvation. Here at last is a man with a mind.
Halt!
Thought I was dark. Oh, okay. They go opposite directions. Alright, I don't remember that. Maybe I was just very lucky last time I did this, but... I'm gonna follow this guy. I think we're gonna make a save on top of that one. Experimental blockade device. Reliquary.
Hello? Show thyself. Whence came thee here? Hold!
Okay. Okay, I didn't actually know that's what happened here. Let's do that then.
This is the kind of heist that only a master can pull off.
There. Now we got the chalice.
Someone come.
He was there. Okay. They're right here.
No one walks here now.
Identify them.
There's nowhere really to hide in here, is there? Oh, there is. Okay. I'm not sure if it can be done right now. Oh. That can probably be done, actually, if we're a little bit slow here. Because they're too far away to see it. Oh!
Someone there?
Oh, he saw me there. Well, I can definitely do that if I just had been a little bit slower. Here, we're just using the fact that the distance hides us. So, 26, 27. That's max loot for Supreme. That should be 25 below the max. Yeah, because 2652 should be the maximum. See, now they're following the same path, which is always good.
something. It's nothing now.
I think that this is good. They for some reason just are on a very similar loop now. Because this is the most difficult area in the mission, but there's only 2 patrollers that are out here.
With some kind of certitude. Because so many now build without consideration for the master builder, his mark is no longer upon the life of the city and the taint of the tricks.
Okay, I want to see where he is here. I'm good. Yeah, and then he comes. We're safe here, so that's good. Awesome.
So that they're clear and people can carry them out with some kind of certitude.
I heard one of our fathers lost his rosary beads.
Then mine eyes shall pierce the treacherous darkness to fight.
Because so many now build without consideration for the master builder, his...
There we go.
Ask someone.
Bad timing, but I think if we wait a little bit... Is he gonna come through here? Not sure. Perfect timing again. There we go. I'm looking at the hammerite in the distance here. So we have to go back to the Cardinal's room now, right? Okay, we have to wait for this guy too. Nobody can see us as long as we just stand up here. Okay, back here. Go. And there we go. So now I'm going to save it after switch before I close the vault door, right? That's what that does. Nothing to return here. Check through my inventory here. Tail of the Stone is an objective. That's an objective. We started with those two. We started with that. That we're going to return. That we started with, and we have 26, 27 loots. Awesome. matter of making this drop here. When he goes, I'll do that. There we go. This is going just swimmingly, isn't it? Now, of course, one of the most difficult things is returning this alarm key. Control room key, I should call it. Okay, he's out on the balcony, which is actually perfect. Let's make a real save here. I'll make it over that one, I think. I don't know if he actually saw me there, so I'm gonna... close that.
Something will
Didn't know he was there.
Who is there? Is someone there?
Intruder!
Let's see. That was not ideal.
Who is there? Is someone...
Just have to wait until we get a favorable sort of situation here.
The city and the taint of the trickster along the city entrance. Know then to beware in combat these breakers, to armor thyself against their blandishments, and to strike through their lies and trickery.
This is a good spot to stand. Now, of course, it would be best if he just went out to the balcony now, but that might not happen.
No, for though the hand of the builder doth still shape man and the world through our actions, they are legion who do not believe and would tear down thy work. I will have to be a little bit more
Intruder!
because so many now build without consideration for the master builder. His mark is no longer upon the life of the city, and the taint of the trickster will always seek entrance.
Okay, so now we have to basically hope that he doesn't come out here until that guy is back or moves away.
Thought
So let me explain a little bit here. Let's see. Let me first jump over here. This is a problem because okay, that's pretty lucky. If we wait here, then we actually won't get caught. Who is it that alerts to me? I have to do this jump over again. Okay.
I'll be there.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is possible now with this guy coming in the distance. There's just too much going on here. Yeah. Let's try to wait another round.
Over there. I think something.
He's struggling to get out the balcony doors here. That's the problem. As long as we stay here, I think we're good, but we have to find a way to jump back over that gap. And I'll explain what's going on after that. We basically just have to leave the premises. But it's impossible for me to explain that from here.
Notice thou any?
Yeah, that guy there sees me as long as he's positioned that direction. There we go. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Wow. Whew. Alright, let me explain myself right now. So, we have to find a way out. Now, because of the way that these two guys are positioned down here, especially the guard that is positioned closest to the gate, he only faces east and south. There's no way that we can sneak out the gate the way we did in the beginning. Then he faced north, but when he starts pivoting, he will never pivot back north, because that's not a direction that he's supposed to pivot. He's supposed to be stationed out here. So then, of course, he wouldn't be facing the wall north. That's why he only stations east and south. So I tried to figure out for a long time how to leave the premises now. Of course, the easy way is just to go back through the sewers and pick the lock on that sewer door. Of course, I'm not going to do that, because that's why we went through that whole ordeal to avoid. So, I tried... You can get up on the roof here, and you can try to jump over the fence through the gate on the south side. There's no way to go along the ground here either. I could not find a way to climb over that fence. It's too tall and too far away. So the only way that I've found to do this is going over the wall here, and that plateau there, with this water tank and the lamppost, that's our best bet. I haven't found a way up there from here, so we have to actually get all the way back up to this balcony and jump over from that height. Which means that we have to go all the way through the Sciptorium, and then back in through the main entrance, and then up the stairs again. There's no way to get up to that from the balcony here either. So that is the way to exit if we want to avoid that lockpick, which of course I do. We can go down here, I believe. No. I'm not 100% sure on this, actually. Oh, yes, 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 yes. We are going down here. Because I ended up in my practice run going all the way back to astronomy and going out here, which was completely pointless. Oh, yeah, no, we do want to go out those doors there. We want to follow this guy out. That's basically what we want to do, so we can head in through the main entrance again.
Know then to beware in combat with breakers, to armor thyself against their blandishments, and to strike through their lies and trickery.
Let's see. Here, because here we are safe. Thinking that when he walks over towards astronomy, station here for a little bit. If there's an opening, we'll take it. Doesn't look like there will be. Have sort of freed everybody from their patrols right now because of our proximity, so they're coming over here.
Something moved.
Whoa.
Who goes there? Who said that?
We have an opening here.
If thou be there, bespeak
What?
thyself.
Oh, he tries to walk past the other guy, so he pivots around a little bit. That's what it is. There. Excellent. Okay, we want to head up here now, right? Okay. So there are 2, remember, guards that go out on that balcony. Let's make a real save. I need one of these saves here. I don't think it's this one, so I'll save over that one. So I think only one of them is out there now, so just have to wait for him to come back. Yeah, very good mission this. I really like the compound overall. It's a very, very solid Hammerite mission. I might be a little bit impartial though, because I just love Hammerites. Let's see. So now, get up here. So these guards down at the ground level are too far away to see us, so we got to jump over here now to get across that roof and into that alley. Let's see. First attempt. Good. Excellent. Jump over here now. Let's see. I tried for the longest time. You can jump from that balcony over to this sloping roof, and there you can actually go up and down. The friction is a little bit different. But I was never able to drop down without taking a lot of damage, or usually dying. And you can't really jump over this little sloped roof. If you guys hear some noise, I'm sorry, they're doing work on our roof today. And then we have to then instead go this way. And I found that to be the most predictable method. Jump over here. And now comes the most difficult move. What we have to do here, because I haven't been able to, I thought about jumping over and landing in a mantle in that, on that lamp. That was not something I was able to do. But what I found was you can slide backwards and actually catch a hold of this windowsill. Might not be something I can do on the first try here, but you can do it. You see that the objective completes once we get down to the street level. Let's see. So we should be able to do that, but this is difficult. Yeah, I gotta do better than that here. Let's see, I was able to do this fairly predictably. My practice run here. Not sure why I can't do it now. Let's see. Stand up might be better. Let's see. So you should, if you hold the mantle button, you should be able to get into the... Oh, I accidentally clicked load there, but that's how we do it. You guys saw it being possible there. We just have to get far enough over in the window. There we go. Like that. And then we can drop onto this little fishmonger sign. Like that. That's pretty predictable. And there we have it. Mission complete. Okay, so before we do the run-through and the review of this mission, I'm going to go ahead and save it first. Right there. But then I'm going to load up and read 3 readables that I didn't read or didn't complete reading in Mission 2. So to be complete, I want to do that right now. So I think this is... And now we don't have to worry about ghosting or anything, but I think this is one, yes. Marbleman and one other viewer pointed this out to me.
Did you see something over there?
Oh. One shot? He killed me in one shot? I've never seen that. It's crazy.
For your heart!
Let's see. One is up close to the vase. It's a journal that I just didn't.
Been a god here long?
Long enough.
Just didn't finish reading.
Long enough to want to be working somewhere else.
Let's see. This readable. Here. I think I only read to this page, but I didn't read the last couple of pages. So those say 82833, custom-made Iron Maiden, De Wall, used by the old secret police under Flaventer's rule. Very ugly and hard to carry, but I have a very amusing idea with it. Had an alchemist examine the golden bones bought from that pagan. Turns out it's just pewter with lead. Gareth is going to have some fun. So this was sold to De Wall then, it seems. Or maybe it was bought from De Wall. Yes. I think so. And then we have 829, Bourgeois Reality, outskirts of Kingbridge, the Great Harlot of Trilonia. These seem like paintings. Pawn shop downlog. 3 paintings by the famous Lizotte for 2 apples, 1 egg. The Taffer didn't even know the treasures he had in his slop shop. The first 2 are agreeable, but the real price comes with a 3rd. Could do well in private study. Heading to the Dark Hollow tonight. So the Dark Hollow, is that the brothel? No, that's Fidgwick's Hollow. But it seems like Hollow is maybe an area that is underground, that has illegal activities. So I'm thinking maybe it could be a brothel. I was thinking of the brothel from the Chalice of Souls. So now you can see the difference in texture here. So now it's the last page. So I didn't read those last couple. What we can also do if we restart this mission, mission 2, are a couple of things in the beginning here that I didn't read. Or didn't complete reading. 2 more. For example, in the armory. Here, I only read the first page. But 29th of Zones 833, 12 broadswords. Regular broadswords forged by Errol Dessler of Smolderbach. Average quality. 3 Bonian officer longswords. 3 spectacular longswords acquired from Bonn, which is then a neighboring city to the city. Used by military officers. Armando said one of them belonged to Sir Vergistanos, a famous general. Very good quality with fine and intricate designs on the hilt and the base of the blade. Got them for a steal too. Note, still no word from Hector and Klein regarding this legendary broadsword supposedly kept in a strange mortuary on a deserted island to the east. Starting to think the whole thing is a myth. Okay. So there is a sword that we can obtain later in this campaign, actually in the next mission, and that could be a reference to that. I'll talk more about that when we do that mission, of course. And then we have one more readable that I missed completely, but that I did read during my playtesting. But I just forgot to read it during my playthrough. I can save here because I real saved. Difficult this jump here to get inside. There we go.
I don't like this.
I can't believe it. One of these
I
fat
see him! Help! Over here!
all over the floor in
Help!
the upstairs
Save!
See, oh yeah, I didn't show you guys actually that they have an oven where they
Got a bow.
make loaves of bread, bake bread. I didn't show you guys that.
There's an intruder
someone
in the
creeping
building.
about.
Protect me.
I'm scared.
Here. Or not pick, but knock him out. The basement here. Actually, in the dressing room here, there's a play that we can read. Tales of the Red Monsoon. From a lost play recovered and adapted by Messer Halliford. Act 1, Voices from the Leaves. The Wood Nymphs, Vine and Leaf. The Lost Knight, Harold Leff. Forest at night. The two nymphs are dancing naked around a dead lamb. Its corpse is mutilated, and its innards are exposed. Vine and Leaf. Praise the woodsy lord for his eye sees. Trunk of blood and pus for bees. Swallow, eat, lick, and bite. Grow the moss to complete our rite. Harold enters the scene. Hiding behind a corpse, maybe? He watches the witches of the wood dance while clutching the beast's viscerae in their bare hands. They coat their breasts with blood. Vine and Leaf. Bring us food, bring us wool, reject the brick, o' the man-fool. We are returned to the past, he honeymaker comes at last. Harold steps out of the brush and throws his sword on the underwood. Shaken by the beauty of their incantation, he enters the red circle and bites into the lamb's flesh. The magnificent ladies of the forest welcome him and tear off his clothes. Harold, I have rejected the builder for your eyes. Bring me further, tell me your price. Leaf, let us walk together, show you truth from the lies. Give your hand, I feel your blood would suffice. The three characters take each other's hands and laugh while moss begins growing on the lamb's remains. So this is the play that I think one of the readables, where one of the ladies were complaining on the fact that Halliford was making them do the play naked, to his own, of course, perversion. So it's kind of cool that we could read that. I'm happy that I was able to now. Then we can load up the end of Trial of Iron. So that was a failed Supreme run, but a successful Ghost run, and you can easily get Perfect Thief if I had taken the last piece of loot that I didn't take, the diamond worth 25, wasn't it, in the factory. But we busted Supreme because we turned off the alarm in order to get the chalice, one of the main objectives. It's not it's not explicitly stated that we are supposed to turn off the alarm, because you can't take it without. Just says to be careful. We also didn't turn the alarm back on, or the alarm control, which technically is the second bust because you're supposed to reset everything, but if we do that, the alarm would have gone off because we took the chalice. So anyway, it's one sort of situation we're busting in there. 1 hour, 53 minutes, 12 seconds. We took then 26.27 out of 26.52. That is 25 less than max. We picked 8 out of 9 pockets. There was a key that I didn't pick, wasn't there? I think so. We picked 2 locks and no backstabs or knockouts, no damage dealt taken or healing taken, nothing nobody killed. We have 4 hours and 31 minutes and 50 seconds invested in this campaign so far. Found 6,777 loot for Supreme. Okay. I really like this mission. I have given this a 9 out of 10. I know that quite a few players think this one was a little bit lower. I really like Hammerite missions, and I think even though cathedrals and abbeys have been done a lot of times before, I think the size of this mission is perfect. The abbey grounds themselves is not too big, which it has been in some prior missions. I'm thinking specifically of Keeper of the Prophecies, where the cathedral is just way, way too big. But I also like that there are the accessory buildings to the entire Hammerite complex here. The priest quarters, the factory, and astronomy section and all that. I think that adds a lot to the variety of things that Hammerites are doing as a faction. I feel that I really learned a little bit more about it. And I think the layout of the abbey itself is quite clever, and I like the sewers, the power station, the prison and all that in the basement. And there's plenty of hints on where to find certain things. How to open the vault in the treasury, for example. Things like that. I never was in doubt of what I needed to do, but it was still very interesting to explore. And there were some alternate ways to get around the compound also. So I really like this one. I'll give this a 9 out of 10. 90% I think it's a very, very solid mission. And on par with many of the best missions from Thief Gold. Now next time, we're actually not going to continue the Black Parade. We're going to go back and do mission 7 of Patriot, which is Heretic. 2 main reasons for that. 1, it's the best mission in that campaign so far. It's an excellent mission. And 2, I had already prepped over half of that mission for recording when the Black Parade was released. So in order for me not to go too long and forget sort of the details there, which is important to make a good viewing experience, I'm going to do that now, and then we'll head right back to the Black Parade afterwards. So let me know what you guys think of this mission, and hope you enjoyed the ride, and I'll see you guys back next time. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.